another insightful episode of our Venus Asks. We are excited to have Mr. Abednego Njalale join us once again for this exclusive conversation. In our first discussion, we gained valuable insights into the African pharmaceutical market and the opportunities within the industry. This time, we'll dive deeper into the latest market trends, challenges, and strategies shaping the sector, especially from his experience at Venus Remedies Limited. We'll also explore key takeaways from major industry events like CPHI Milan and look ahead to CPHI Frankfurt. So, to start, can you introduce yourself and share a bit about your professional journey with Venus Remedies Limited?
All right, thank you so much. Pleasure being here as well, and thank you once again for the opportunity. My name is Abednego Njalale, covering the African market, and I've been with Venus for the past few months. My experience spans at least above a decade, more than a decade, close to a decade and a half in the African pharmaceutical space, working closely with institutions, but also with distributors, just to drive the various brands. And with Venus, I've been working closely with our existing distributors and of course other new distributors in the market, driving our strategic brands across the various markets. And I'm happy to be here, of course. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for answering that. So where do you see the Kenya African pharmaceutical market during this financial year, and what key trends do you foresee shaping its growth?
Well, thank you. That's a good question. This financial year, this new year, the African pharmaceutical market is poised for growth. And why do I say that? It's because there's been some investment from government front and from private front across board, across different markets. And we're looking at investment from government in terms of covering its citizens. So we've seen things like universal healthcare policies being run across different countries, and the governments want to take care of people's health further. So we see that this space, the pharma space, is going to grow. And then also there's been some investment in terms of public and even private institutions. There are new hospitals coming up, and there's going to be to some extent improved access to healthcare. And then what I would add lastly is that there is an increased demand for generics, and good branded generics like what we have at Venus are going to be important, because people in the African nations are looking for quality medication at a good price, and I think this is what can also help us growing this market further.
Well, thank you so much for answering that.
Sure.
So let's jump on to the next question now. What challenges do international pharmaceutical companies face while expanding their business in Africa?
All right. First, there are so many countries in Africa, and each country has its own specific challenges. Okay. And of course, really there's no one size fits strategy for everything. So in terms of general challenges, one, I would say we have long regulatory approvals. It's not so easy to get a drug registered in any market in Africa, and many a times there are a lot of delays. So there's a lot of work to be done on the regulatory front. Sometimes we do have, of course, currency fluctuations and currency issues, and it's not impossible to find a customer struggling to pay because there's no currency in their markets. So this happens as well. And then of course we do have supply chain issues. It's not so simple to bring in medication all the way from imports from India, from other countries into Africa. There's logistical issues, and they need to be sorted out. And I would also add that there's a lot of competition really from pharmaceutical companies, both from India and now even from China, into each of these markets, and people are coming up with new formulations. So of course we want to look at further ahead at what more can we do as Venus to position ourselves in this specific markets. So to look keenly at how we're going to win in these markets, one, we're looking at developing strong partners. That's going to be important for us, because a strong partner walks the vision with us as Venus. They're not looking at things short term, but also long term. They want to go ahead with us. So we're also looking at driving a lot of good demand forecasting, so that we can at least eliminate the headache of the lead times. We know that even for us, there is a lead time to do with importation and logistics, so we need to have proper demand planning to do this. And I would also add something to do with institutional sales growth is one of our key strategies. So we want to navigate this by having proper market access pricing, proper pricing from tenders, and just to be very competitive in each of these markets to be able to win, because like I mentioned, there's a lot of competition, but Venus products need to stand out as well from the competition. Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for answering that. So let's talk about your CPHI journey. Reflecting on your experience at CPHI Milan, what were the key takeaways that shaped your approach to business development, and what new strategies will you implement for CPHI Frankfurt to enhance networking, partnership, and lead generation for Venus?
All right, thank you for that question. I think it's an important question. CPHI Milan was a great experience because one of the things we learned, and I picked, was the power of face-to-face meetings. They are always so impactful, just to be able to sit and really have a conversation, because business is really about connecting and understanding. And I would also add, CPHI Milan gave us the opportunity to have a proper understanding of our customers and to meet new leads, new people, new individuals. And like I mentioned, we are meeting people from across the world, and they are looking for specific molecules, specific needs for different markets. So really, these kinds of engagements help us to customize and be able to have a proper conversation around what the customer needs. I would say that. So going into CPHI Frankfurt, which is coming up later this year, one of the things that I want to do is to showcase Venus, our vision, who we stand for and who we are, and actually the kind of products that we offer, the kind of global compliance that we actually have, our strengths. That's part of what we're going to showcase ourselves. And then secondly, it's to really have very customized discussions per market, really looking at targeting and meeting people from different countries that we are not really operating on currently, and we believe Venus can be able to be a solution to the patients in that country. So having one-on-one meetings with this would be very critical for me. And then lastly, I would say I'm looking at developing strategic partnerships. We're looking again for new partners across the board and for different countries, and people who will walk the journey with us long term. So that's what I'm looking for come CPHI Frankfurt. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your overall experience with us.
Sure.
So apart from your job profile, what is the best thing you like about Venus?
Oh, well, that's a good question. I think I like the shared vision. It's a really powerful thing to see people working together because they have agreed, because they are going towards a specific direction. Usually without that, then there's a lot of confusion. So there's a very much a shared vision, and you see people working together towards that. I would also say Venus is a very ambitious and vibrant community. There's a lot of people working together collaboratively, but again with a lot of energy and a lot of focus. And I think these are some of the things that make me really like being at Venus. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for answering that.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. So what advice would you give to the young professionals who are, thinking about joining the pharmaceutical industry?
Okay. Wow. So again, a good question. I would say for anybody looking to join the pharma industry, one, you need to learn to develop some good networks. Business is about connections and networks. It's important to understand people and to know where you can find what. So having a good network is important. Secondly, I would add professional improvement is important. Take time to have mentors, take time to learn, and take time to just grow in your area. Then I'd also add consistency is key. That's a very important part, because business is not just developed overnight, it comes with time. So it's not really a place for giving up, it's a place for being consistent, and then I think the results will come. So those are the three things that I would bring up for this kind of a person. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Abednego, for sparing out some time from your busy schedule.
Sure.
So, as we wrap up this insightful conversation, we want to extend our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Abednego once again for sharing his valuable perspective on the pharmaceutical market, international expansion, and business development strategies. To our audience, we hope our conversation inspires you to keep learning and growing in the pharmaceutical space. Stay tuned for more insights. Thank you.
Thank you.